3, 2, 1. We're live.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Eric.
Raiden.
Feels like it's been a busy week.
It has been a busy week. More so for you, I feel. But I've been running around my fair share as well. I had to go to Northeast yesterday for like an hour and a half.
What were you doing up there?
There's like a age assured income for severely handicapped building. Up there, it's just a government building.
Yep.
It's like 45 minutes away from here.
Oh,
like
it's a trek.
$50 cab ride one way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked. And then I was just
like
waiting in the room for like an hour and a half, and then when I actually did what I needed to do, it took like 5 minutes.
Yeah, so it's a lot of travel for...
A lot of travel, a lot of waiting for a whole lot of... Yeah, it sucked. But
just like kind of like an administrative kind of thing, or like you were seeing like a...
So, yeah, so I had like... I think it was an ambulance bill, 2 of them from a long time ago, that were never approved to be paid by age, but long story short, with my coverage, they're approved, but you need a special permission from like a supervisor to get them approved.
Oh, okay.
And I had to go do that.
Fair.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah,
It was
fair.
it's done and dealt with now, so that's what matters.
Yeah, bureaucracy is a nightmare to interface with.
God, it's brutal. Like, yeah, I don't know. I probably shouldn't talk too much shit about people that give me money every month, but they are. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to it.
100%, and I don't know, like they went to, so you used to have like one person that would help you deal with whatever shit you need help with. Now they are on team approach, so you get like a voicemail pretty much every time, and you're like, "Hi, I need help with this and this and that." And then they call you back either in like a day or like 2 weeks. And it's like, if you need help with something like urgently, I don't know. There is like a emergency line number, but
you're also
I've never needed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, and I really used to like the person that was like my case manager or whatever. But she's gone now. Team approach, which I would imagine is like a cost thing more than anything. Well, I mean, I could totally be off on that, but it was much more effective the other way.
Yeah, customer service has taken a hit.
It's taken a big hit. So, but that's all right. Yeah, it's wild.
It's not all right. Bullshit, man.
What the fuck? I should ask them to call my cab rides out there, because it's like, hit to the wallet. I saw this meme and it was like, why is it that whenever I leave the house I end up spending $80?
Literally, yeah.
Like, and that's so true.
$80 is like a cheap day.
Yeah. It's actually wild. Oh God. But yeah. But to go, I was watching this Minecraft video, and what I was gonna say earlier, for our listeners, we were talking a little bit about Minecraft before we got started. Apparently, you can build a computer in Minecraft.
I've seen a couple of those videos. It's pretty crazy.
I don't get it. I simply can't fathom how you can... Like, I just don't get it. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I watched... that's why I was saying, I was like, I never got into Minecraft, but I like watching the Minecraft videos because of stuff like that. And then the one before we started recording, I think it was 1,000 players. One was on an island that didn't have any resources, and then one was on an island that had a lot of resources, and then they were like blocked off for like a period of time.
Yeah.
And then like maybe like 2 or 3 days into this like experiment. They
Yeah.
dropped the server, but then there was governments that formed, there was assassinations, empires rose and fell. It was
while leaders get
yeah. And like and it's like it's not just like, oh, like you like run up to the guy and kill him. That happens.
Yeah.
But there's like intricate assassinations that occur like during these like
high stake meetings or like it's crazy.
it was a phenomenal watch.
It was, and I was wondering like how you'd be a part of that. Like how do you get into one of these videos? Because if I was in it, like playing in the game, I think your goal initially has to be like, okay, survive long enough, and then like once you're in like a community, you need to try and like gain power somehow.
Yeah. You gotta politics, man. That's like the early. It's like
some of them come up with some pretty intricate plans.
Yeah, it's like
It's impressive.
It's extreme, and then there's like also it's like very impressive, like the builders and like the
Well, I was like, how do they even build these things? Like, there's like a Roman Colosseum.
Yeah.
Or like
there's like a castle like in the sky
Yeah.
built in a volcano.
Who builds these things?
There's one guy who like sends a rocket into space.
Yeah. I've seen the nuke.
Okay, yeah.
Someone built a nuke. I was like, dear God.
It's very impressive. I watched this other one, not Minecraft, but it was did you ever play Habbo Hotel?
No.
That was like a early 2010s kind of.
Okay.
It was
I don't
like
think so.
I saw another one like that. It's kind of like it's kind of like Club Penguin, but like you're in a hotel. But then there's like these clans that formed, and kind of long story short, it ended up like there's these clans, and it was like these different like mafias and gangs within this game. It's like geared for like pretty much like tweens and teenagers, and they ended up there'd be like covert like really like it'd be like national defense for your gang, and they built like nukes for like you'd go in and like you'd spend like actual money on like different items or stuff in the game, and you would build out this like this hotel, and then you would go in and they like develop these things. You would go in and then you'd set it off in like your enemy's base, and it would destroy the whole room. It would make it unusable, and you would lose all of this stuff.
Wow.
And then so it was like this weird like game theory mutual assured destruction that like started to come into play. It's very interesting.
That sounds interesting. Yeah, it's when you were in like high school or junior high, did you game a lot at all?
I played. So my evolution was.
Yeah.
I think in grade 6 there was Adventure Quest.
Mm-hmm.
Then grade 7 was RuneScape.
Mm-hmm.
And then grade 8 was World of Warcraft.
That's hilarious.
And then I never really got too much into. Not like most of those were just like those were like the most social games I played, but even then I never really got into like where it's like coordinating raids or anything like that. And even then it was like I knew people in the real world who would play that, but I never really would talk to many people like online.
Yeah.
And then so I just like kind of play those as mostly like as kind of like single player.
Okay,
games.
yeah.
And then Modern Warfare, I played a lot of online, but even then it would just be kind of just like me playing it. I wouldn't like coordinate with other people to like build a team or anything like that. And then that was about it. Yeah. What about you?
Do you remember that motorcycle game in high school?
Oh, well, there was a few.
There was but this is like
Mini Clip. Remember Mini Clip? There like the.
I wonder if that's what I'm thinking.
Well, no, Mini Clip was like the website with all of the with all the games on it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then there's Mini Clip, Ancon. I'm trying to think what were there was a few other ones. But there was which motorcycle one are you thinking of?
Well, there'd be like there's a few different like tracks, but you could pick your motorcycle. But the big thing that for me was you could play against other people in the grade.
Yeah.
Or like your friends online.
Yeah.
And like someone would be in the hallway just playing it. It's like, yeah, there's that one. The other big one was Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird was huge. Yeah.
That was intense.
Or no, Doodle Jump.
Doodle Jump is another really good one.
Yeah. Yeah, Doodle Jump was huge.
And then what else was there? Yeah, like those are like phone games though, and then like Call of Duty was the big one online. I played a lot of Call of Duty.
Yeah, which one did you play the most of?
Probably Modern Warfare 2.
Me too. Yeah, that was my bread.
The campaign was heartbreaking for that as well.
Yes, very much so.
But that was the one I'd say I've played the most.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Did you ever play Fortnite?
A little bit, not as much. Yeah. Ciao, Angel.
Yeah.
We'll see you later.
Yeah. If you have lunch, let me stay.
Okay. Thank you, Angel.
Raiden can help you.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, no, Fortnite not as much. I played a little bit, and then Call of Duty online I played like in kind of university, just getting out of university.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Do you ever play like Madden or like NHL?
I did.
Okay.
But not as much.
Yeah. Nor I.
Yeah.
Nor
I liked it, but
yeah, it was fun. I just really liked. I don't know what it was about Call of Duty that got me hooked. I played the first one, Modern Warfare, back whenever that came out.
Yeah.
And then when Modern Warfare 2 came out, I was just so fired up. And there's that little video game store up in Aspen Landing at the time.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Where I got the game. Yeah, that place was cool. You could like try out other games.
Yeah, they had like a whole kind of like gaming setup, so you could like play there.
Apparently they didn't do too well.
Yes, ergo they're not being a thing anymore. R.I.P. Rest in peace. I don't know. I don't remember what it was called, but it was cool while it was there.
Yeah, those like jaunts down to West Hills, Aspen.
Yeah.
When we were at CA.
In high school, like during lunchtime or just after school.
Yeah, I know. I wonder what grade were we permitted.
I think like grade 9 and grade 10.
I think it must have been grade 9.
Yeah, because I remember, I'll try and leave out names for this, but I remember that grade 9, I was walking down, we walked down and I got lunch with, I think I was walking with 2 guys, and then there was like a nude going around of someone that we went to school with, and then we were walking back up, and this guy was like the instigator of like the kind of sending it around, and then we were walking up, and I don't know if it was a brother or a cousin or something. We were walking up, and we're on our way back to the school, and then this guy, he like drives up to him, and he's like, "Yo, you fucking leave this person alone. You ever fucking do that again, I'll fucking kill you." And he pulled a gun, like a hand. So I wasn't sure if it was a real gun, but it looked like a real gun. But and he like pulled it on him, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he's just like, "You do that again, I'll fucking kill you." And then I was like, "Well, that was scary." And then he like drove away.
That is terrifying.
Yeah. But that was great. I remember for sure that was grade 9. So that was definitely around the time that we were able to kind of leave the school during lunchtime.
I've never, that's a wild story. I've only seen, a gun outside of, not a police or, a hunting gun in society, once. And it was wild. And they they are same thing. I'll leave out names and the who, what, why, where. But the what is the actual thing itself. It's like, holy shit! It's like you could. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, man. I've never felt I've never felt more unsafe than in a situation where a gun is present.
Yeah.
I know there's like a thing about like, okay, yeah, it's for your safety, but it's like anytime there's like a gun in the room involved in some way, I'm like, all right, the stakes have gone up a notch.
Yeah. It's like I've been around grizzly bears in public, like hiking and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like I take, well,
depending on the context.
Never angry, or they're just kind of strolling through the park.
Yeah, but definitely like in front of like a large predator, or like in a certain scenario with like a dangerous animal, I feel less uneasy about that than I do in a situation where there's a gun present.
I completely agree, because I don't know, they are freaky, and like I don't get it, this will kind of take us on a little segue here, what's it called, is it the Second Amendment,
in the States? The Second Amendment is the right to bear arms.
I get it on one hand, but on the other time, I'm like, I was like 300 years ago. When was the United States founded?
17 something.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like around like 400 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. I get it for back then. And when you have people, trying to steal your shit all the time, and the world was just a different place.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it, like, if you want to hunt, sport shoot, whatever. I just think, the amount of guns out there is wild.
Yeah,
and it's so easy to get them too. Yeah.
Well, in the States for sure.
Yeah.
Not so much for Canadians, but also, it's still relatively easy to get a gun, I guess. But
it's still, I was watching this CBC video, and the second a gun jumps the border from the U.S. to Canada, it goes up like double in price.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that is kind of like the U.S. is like. So I think, I don't know. My opinion throughout my life has changed on this a bit, but I think for the States, I think it's it's like, one, it's part of the culture, but two, it's also like the rules of the game are way different down there, in like obvious but also like really subtle ways. But like one of those ways is like for here in Canada, right? It's like most interactions that you go with, like you're assuming that the person doesn't have a gun. Yeah. At least for me, where it's like, or it's like it'd be really wild to find out that they have a gun, or if they have a gun, it might be like a long gun, or like you're gonna it's gonna be relatively you're able to see it. Whereas in the States, that's not the case.
No.
Where it's like you have to like, it's like, I think it's like for there in most interactions you have to assume that there is for here,
decent chance.
Yeah, for here I would say like in any given circumstance, like there's like maybe a 1 out of 10 to like lower than a 1 in 10 chance that you're dealing with someone with a gun.
Yeah.
There, I would bet it's more than 5 out of 10. Like it's more than 50%.
50-50,
Yeah. So it's just like, you got to be like, I don't know. I think that just like changes the whole psychology of like how you approach it. So like in that case, I'm a lot more actually being like, okay, so you're dealing with a situation where other people probably are armed. Like, it's like, so I kind of just like, yeah, it's probably better that it's just like, okay, it's like you're not going to take, like, I think the amount of effort to undo that would be, like, it'd be immensely challenging, almost impossible. So it's like, okay, that's the nature of the game. That's the sport you're playing, right? It's like, that's the situation you're in. So I think it's probably good that you have access to be able to get a gun relatively easily, because that's the environment you're going into, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Whereas here, it's like the environment, that's like, it's a totally different environment. It's like, that's not really what you're dealing with. So it's like, so for here, I think it's like, okay, I think it's better that it's harder to get a gun. and especially
Yeah.
like a handgun.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Or like something like easily conceivable. Because it's like, yeah, you're just like, that's kind of like, I don't know, it's like a quote unquote, it's like if we go back to video games, right? It's like, that's a fairer game. It's like, okay, you have access to a gun. Other people have access to a gun. Okay, that's fair. Okay, here, not a lot of people have access to a gun. You don't have really easy access to a gun. So it's like, okay, that's probably also fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But that
No,
being
that's
said.
a fair point to make.
That being said, all things being equal, yeah, growing up never really got like okay, the whole survival aspect and like, you know, like the gun violence piece of it. Okay, that's one part of it. But the other part I was like, oh, like why do people even like want guns? Like what's this whole like what's a big deal about this thing? And then it's like, and then my cousin took me shooting, and I went to a shooting range a couple times down in the States, and then it's just like, and then I immediately got why people don't want them taken away. And just like, oh, this is hella fun.
This is awesome.
Yeah, this is hella fun. Yeah. So, I don't know. I've pretty neutral. Like I guess I'm like pretty neutral on the topic now. I think I like cared more about it, and then now so I'm just like let people do what they want. If they prove that they can't have one, then don't give them one.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I stand on it.
Yeah. I'd be game for making, like, background checks and, like,
Yeah.
that was a bit more of a comprehensive process. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of guns just because,
They kill people?
well, yeah. And, like, I think they're super fun to shoot and shit. That is very much a good time. I just think there's so many people that, like, shouldn't have guns that do.
Yeah.
Even if they, like, just, like, from, like, an emotional, like, control sort of situation, people lose their shit all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know.
That probably is like the fairest argument for like not having guns is like, yeah, people going off the handle and
like there was
when you're heated, you should not have access to lethal means.
Yeah, well, so this happened down in like I think it was like Minnesota, like some snowy state down in the U.S. And these neighbors had been like beefing over like I can't remember what it was. It was like something to do with like shoveling.
Okay. It was something relatively mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the neighbors ended up shooting like the couple on the other side of the argument.
Yeah.
Over like shoveling snow onto his
sidewalk or
whatever it was
or something. Yeah.
And it's like that shit, like obviously tragic, but it happens all the time. Yeah. Shit like that, and it's like, but at the same, I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. Guns but they are fun to shoot.
They are fun to shoot. Yeah. It's dialectical.
Yeah.
Both are true at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have an old gun here.
Yeah. Is it
my musket?
Yeah.
It's like.
What's the history with that one? Yeah. Can you like find it?
Yeah, like my dad's friend Ed Lovin found it on like the side of the street during the flood. And it was probably a day or two after, because it had washed up somehow. Yeah. Out of someone's house or something. And then he gave it to us, and I was like, sick. And then we got my dad's other friend had it refurbished. And like he did it all himself, polished all that, and greased and oiled up. So it works now.
And he shot it like you can shoot it?
You can shoot it.
Technically, okay, cool.
It takes a special license. Yeah. And obviously you need like a pellet. Yeah. Like gunpowder.
My cousin bought one.
Nice.
He hasn't, I think I might be misspeaking. He either bought one or he was thinking about bought one. Regardless, he was telling me a lot about it. Yeah, it requires a lot of upkeep.
Yeah. I had like a paramedic here a long time ago, and he was like, "Oh, you got this and that and such." Yeah. And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, your gun here. It's like a couple hundred years old. Maybe not that old, but like old.
Could be like 100 to 200. Yeah, it could be around that time.
Definitely,
for sure.
yeah. But yeah, and he was just telling me about. I wish I remembered the name. It was kind of a weird, like MacGyver-y kind of name.
Yeah. Oh, that happened to me yesterday. My cousin lives in Tennessee now, and then she's been dating a guy from there for a long time, who I've known about for a long time, but I met him for the first time yesterday.
Nice.
But he's from Pennsylvania. And then I met another guy at the wedding I was at earlier who was also from Pennsylvania, but I couldn't remember the name of the town that the original guy was from, so he'd be like, oh, like, this guy's also from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I just know that it's a region of anthracite coal, and the name of it was like, you know, like how you were just like, oh, it's like a MacGyver type name. It's like his town name is like it's like Magoonigan or something like that. I don't think that's the name, but it's like it kind of sounds like that.
Okay.
And then I was like, for like an hour yesterday, I was like, okay, what is this place called? Like, I'm trying to remember it. But that was the uncle of the groom at this wedding. That I was at. But yeah, Pennsylvania is an interesting place. Oh, it's actually the
Max Steelers.
Steelers, also, like, that's like the beginning of the oil industry.
Yeah.
And
just like factory.
Yeah, like that's like the Rust Belt, like the American industrial heart.
Yeah,
is like right there.
And they had all the steel mills, and yeah, it's a. I think. Can you? What am I trying to say? Is Philadelphia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Pennsylvania. Yeah.
I didn't know this. That's one of the major cities in the U.S.
Yeah, for sure. Philadelphia, and then I'm just trying to remember.
Can you name the other three?
Oh, major cities in the U.S.: New York, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Oh, what would be the other one? There's a lot of contenders.
Yeah.
Okay, so New York, LA, like the next biggest kind of.
Yeah.
Seattle?
No. Closer to New York.
Yeah, I guess Boston.
No. Good guess though.
Baltimore?
No.
DC?
No.
Not Philadelphia. We're not.
It's not Philadelphia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They're a really good hockey team. Not right now.
Oh, Chicago. Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know it was Philly. I was guessing. I was like, what in the hell?
Oh man, that just reminded me of this. I was driving with. This was many years ago, but I was driving from. I can't remember if we were driving to Ottawa or from Ottawa back to Kingston.
Okay.
And we were playing this. I was playing this game with my friend, and it was naming. It was naming all 50 states, and we were driving, and we were doing pretty good.
Yeah.
We were driving, and then we were like we were blanking for like a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And then he goes like on a tear, and he's just like, "Oh, I got him!" And he's just like, I can't remember which he said, but he was kind of like that. He was like, Chicago, Detroit, and he was just like, but he named all cities, but we were playing states.
Yeah.
But we were both pumped, right? Because we were on a drive, like we couldn't think of any more, and then so we just looked at each other, and I'm just like, none of those are states. And we're like, oh, fuck yeah.
That's so funny.
That just took me back to that. That was funny. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of video games and the rich versus poor Minecraft videos, John, or I don't know if I should use the name, but Bucky, or like John, he reached out to me the other day, and he sent me some clips from his
nice.
VR project.
Yeah.
His Neon Divide one. So that's like my homework this week, is to watch some of those.
That's so cool.
Just kind of get caught up on that. And it's kind of a similar vibe to that, where it's like you have like a bunch of people. They come in. There's like there's like some sort of context that they're interacting in, and then each one is kind of like streaming their own thing. But then there's like some guys who like take all of that footage and like make like a comprehensive story about it. So I'll let you know. That will be next week's podcast is my review on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, I tried virtual reality for the first time not too long ago. But it's weird.
Yeah.
It's playing the game where you cut you it's like you have swords. You're slicing at the blocks coming in your direction.
Oh, Beat Saber?
Yeah.
Nice.
That one was cool.
That one's good.
I did moderately well.
That one's a good workout too.
Yeah. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, that was fun. It's weird in terms of like your depth perception is gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
But it is cool. It's an interesting way to game.
Oh yeah. Where'd you try it? What was the context? Yeah.
Oh, I had a buddy bring it over.
Yeah.
And I was trying it out here, and it was just like, what the shit? Like it was wild. I watched this video of this kid who was playing with VR, and it was like a T-Rex was coming at him, and he just starts losing it. He's like, I'm done.
Oh man, there's a few of those. Oh, the classics are jumping into the TV.
Yeah.
Like smashing the TV. Oh man,
Did you ever throw the Wii remote? Did you ever have a Wii?
Yes, I had a Wii. I never that never happened to me. I'd seen it happen before.
Yeah. Not
into the TV, but I've seen many of remotes thrown. I've thrown, I'm embarrassed now, but I have thrown remotes.
Yeah.
Out of anger.
Yeah. I've done that once. And it got stuck in the wall. So
Nice.
it was like a quick, never do that again.
Yeah. You paid for that one.
It was like a Ninja Star, but it was just a Wii remote.
Yeah. Yeah, I was playing, Malcolm was, so Raiden is a character in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, no way.
He's a guy, he, shoots lightning out of his hands. He's, he's got a pretty major role in the Mortal Kombat series. However, Malcolm, when I think it was Mortal Kombat 10, that was it was like Mortal Kombat X, and that was I think it was PS3, or that was that generation, that was the first one that Mortal Kombat that they revamped for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. I think it was Xbox 360 or Xbox One. It was kind of the first modern remake of it. Yeah. So we got it, and Malcolm really took to it. He played the full story, so he got really good at it. Yeah. And I just kind of I wasn't really too interested in it, and I'd watch him play, and I'd play a little bit, but I remember I played against him, and he was just beating the shit out of me, and I got so frustrated. I'm like, yeah, this. And I spiked the remote out of mid game. I'm just I was just losing, and I was just lost. I was like, yeah. Yeah, I've had a couple of those. That was probably the worst one of mid game. Yeah. What would they call it? Rage quit.
Yeah, rage quit.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Impossible game?
Oh yeah, that was big. That was big.
That was big. There's a video on YouTube called the Impossible Game Rage Quit. And it's just this guy who's been trying for 600 times. And he's streaming, and he's just this fucking block, and you're supposed to jump over these goddamn spikes as he's dying. Yeah. Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's hilarious.
Oh, that was a classic video as well too. Remember the what did it? I'm trying to think what it's called. That was an early YouTube big one. Maybe it was Epic Freakout. There was Epic Mealtime, but it was there was one guy, and it was his he was the premise would he was film his brother freaking out. Yes. Yeah. I know exactly. I can't remember what it was called, but
and he just loses it.
And there's a couple of them, right, where you're oh man, that was a.
Are those real? Do you think? I think they might be.
I think maybe they started real, and then I think then he became like he kind
internet.
of like leans into it a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what
Because
that's
that's like
called.
before the 8. Well, I don't know. Here's a question for you. How old do you think a meme is? Like the idea of a meme.
The idea of a meme.
Yeah.
I think
How far back do you
I
think
think-
that goes?
I think since the beginning of time, but like modern like
Yeah.
internet meme must have been like from the beginning. Like maybe that's would
It's a
have
good
been
question,
that
right?
80. That is actually a great question. I think I guess like what was the internet like late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah.
So like 30 to 40 years old would be kind of like
I
long?
would reckon that they're relatively younger. Maybe like
that would be like early, but like I think early
Yeah.
like early 2000s
Yeah.
to 2010s
Yeah.
is like when it like really became like culturally
Cultural.
significant.
Yeah.
And, like for sure. I think that early 2010s for sure.
yeah.
Was, like,
Because I was going under the assumption that like that video you're referring to, the brother.
Yeah, I think that's
That's like
2010s.
before the meme
Yeah.
like generation.
Yeah, that was like the beginning.
Yeah.
That was like
It was-
early virality. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool. I remember like in university like seeing where it's like there was like it was like and kind of like it was kind of like making fun of it a little bit, but it was like meme like it was like a degree in meme studies.
That's hilarious.
But honestly, like I'm just like actually that's actually like an important thing. Like my theory right now, okay, like we're the most propagandized, like marketed to generation ever,
Yeah.
period. And so I think that like having a background in memes would actually be very handy in today's age.
Yeah, especially if you're getting hired on by like some giant tech company.
Yeah, or like any like marketing job or anything.
Yeah.
Like you have to be like
Culturally.
yeah, it's like that is like it's a marketable skill being a
Having
memer.
your
Yeah,
your
knowing-
hand on the pulse.
Yeah, and knowing how to meme, like how to
the fabric.
Yeah, my theory
The
right
meme
now is
fabric.
we're actually in the middle of an intense forever. There's always since the beginning of time, since humans discovered power differentials in society and politics, there's always been propaganda wars. But right now, for sure, we're in the middle of a meme war.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the trenches. There's real wars going on, but
Oh, yeah.
behind those real wars, it's all backed up and supported by the meme war.
Yeah. That's interesting. It's kind of like when you get I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty crazy though. The meme culture and how it's like I guess it's gotten so intense so fast, like an exponential increase in whether it's like understanding them or just like the cultural vibe at that moment and like how much of it is coming out. Like I swear to God, something will happen and like literally like 3 minutes later people are putting out memes
Yeah, for sure.
about it.
Yeah, and it's like it can become like super salient within like if you think of like a whole population, right? Like you can refer to like for me, like moving like you can go all different places in the world,
Yeah.
but you can reference a certain meme and chances are 9 out of 10 people in
Yeah.
different parts of the location are going to be able to pick up or be like, "Oh yeah, I seen that one."
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Or
like
like this, I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was these people were at a soccer match and there was like 3 different like ethnic people in this situation, but they're all wearing like Ronaldo jersey, and it was like the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah.
and then they did the Spider-Man.
yeah.
meme. Yeah,
Yeah, that's like the
That's like-
referential meme is like is like that. Like speaking of memes, it's like that's like becomes a way of communicating.
Yeah.
Right. It's like of like across cultural differences. It's like okay.
We're all
it's
wearing a Ronaldo jersey.
And the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very cool. Like
it is cool.
It's kind of like a tricky thing to, because it's very it's very abstract, right? To a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like so, it's like kind of talking about it is. It's tough to like find descriptive words to like actually explain what it is, but it's like, and then as well, it's like a meme. It's like it describes an emotion more than it does like. Well, I guess it describes an idea, but it also describes an emotion or sentiment behind an idea.
100%.
And like when you start talking about sentiment or emotion, it's like it's kind of harder to articulate it, right?
Yeah.
It's like you know it when you see it. You're like, oh yeah, that for sure. But it's like also like on a like to actually like explain like what's going on. It's like it's a little trickier.
Yeah.
But it is there and it's very interesting.
It's kind of freaky in a sense how the internet can make anything a joke.
Oh yeah,
too.
for sure.
Like, I think it was after the US bombed Iran, there was like a news alert or something and maybe an hour later, internet just filled with thousands.
Oh yeah,
and
for
thousands of memes.
Yeah.
And like, obviously a terrifyingly serious situation.
Yeah.
And the internet is just like, lol, we're all cooked.
Yeah.
It's like World War III.
That's so in my opinion, that's the meme war. That is the meme war. It's like, okay, something happens and then the meme war is developing the context of how people digest what just happened. And then that's like the battle where it's like you'll have, so it's like obviously like if you're, so I think, so there's a couple things. So I think there's like people making memes, like normal people, but I do think that there's also, I
like
do
bots?
think there's definitely bots. There's definitely like, it's like, there's definitely like national defense, like institutions out there. And it's like their job is to like know and understand memes and then like put shit out so that you can like start influencing stuff.
Yeah.
So that definitely exists, but then it's like they compete with like all the other national things, like trying to like all the other nation states or state actors trying to drive the narrative about like certain things. But then you're also fighting against, but like maybe not fighting, but you're also in competition with normal people who have to some extent much less like resources, but also like before anything else is like also in the most time ever the most ability to participate in a nation level propaganda war. Yeah, so it's like before it's like it would be just like nation states, big corporations fighting in this propaganda war, and now because of like the meme culture, it's like okay, now you have like the individual participating in this quasi like this cultural competitive, ultra competitive landscape as well too.
Yeah. What do you think is like? I was gonna say like, what do you think is like the next step,
The next
or
evolution.
stage?
I don't know.
It's a loaded question.
Yeah, is my answer to that. Whoever wins the competition, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, it maybe it's not one winner. It's just the outcome of this competition. But what's that driving towards? I don't know. Unclear.
Yeah.
Would be my.
It's crazy how. Like
It's interesting to be living in.
Yeah.
For sure. But it's unclear for sure.
You know what I found was pretty. Well, it's a weird headline, but it's pretty interesting. Is how like instant exposure to the internet and like the culture, if you haven't seen it, is crazy.
Yeah, it's like drinking out of a fire hydrant.
Like, did you hear about the North Korean soldiers that went to go help in Ukraine?
Yeah.
Well, I guess Russia. Well, wherever they're fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that for our listeners is a bit more of a explicit topic, but the North Korean soldiers, there's a headline here that I can read it. North Korean troops sent to Russia are gorging, quote unquote, gorging on pornography, which is, I don't even know what to make of that. That's pretty wild. And this is a title from Newsweek.com.
Wait, when was that?
November 5th.
2024? Or 2023?
2024.
2024. Yeah, I remember.
Sorry, November 7th.
I remember hearing that because around the same time was the Starlink's going to like the
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it was an Amazonian tribe or like it was like a remote tribe that got internet access, and then the elders, the village elders, were like freaking out because like
This is
everyone's just like watching
magic.
porn.
Yeah. That is crazy. I wonder how many.
Honestly, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Man, that's like such a powerful like stimulus. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I wonder how many people don't get, like, obviously there's North America is what I instantly think of when, you know, the internet and like Europe as well. And something. Well, I'm gonna go down a spiral here. I think of the West.
Yeah.
And I think of like social media and the culture. But like I wonder how many people don't have like it can sit like I think in Russia. But I know they have a pretty I don't want to say like super free access to the internet, but I know they do in some regards. Like if you want to watch hockey YouTube video or
Yeah, you still have access to
Yeah.
You still have access to the internet.
yeah.
Yeah, there is like I think
And like
yeah,
China too, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think there's I think there's like layers to censorship,
Yeah.
but then there's also like cultural things that come about that there's like also layers to the circumventing of censorship as well too. So like for example, like in Russia, like the largest asset for like a foreign nation or for like a non-West or non-NATO country or well even a NATO country, any country is your language. Is because it's like if you're seeing like Russian like stuff like pro-Russian stuff in English, that's for you. That's for the West to consume, right? That's for an English speaker to consume.
Yeah.
Whereas like most of the Russian, like most of like the insular government talking to the Russian population is in Russian or in Ukrainian or in Ukrainian or right. Or like of, you know, I'm sure there's many different dialects, right? But so like that's step number one, because it's like most people, sure you might speak English, but you're going to consume in your native language.
Yeah.
So that's like your first thing. Then there's like also elements of that where it's like, okay, it's like there's certain topics that we're going to like clip, but it's like really the major thing, the thing that actually like leads to that and is like the dominant force is just like speaking more in the whatever population you're looking for, native language. That's why I think the AI translation is very interesting, because even in my YouTube feed, like I'm starting to get like Portuguese guys or like Brazilian guys like popping up, and it's just like AI translated. And so it's like you get like, so I think that would be like a super interesting game changer, because you're going to start to get like nuances, or like you're going to be able to like communicate people in like really nuanced topics that you would have before lost to like would have been lost in translation.
Literally.
Yeah. So I don't know. That would be interesting. So, anyways, kind of going back to censorship and like the West is like, I think in terms of like access to the internet and like meme culture, I think the West, you know, obviously I think it like originated in the West, but like but like every country I think I bet it will be in our lifetime that like it will be like literacy rate, where it's like access to the internet, where it's like it started like literacy, you know, it's like, oh, in the West you got like a literate population before, but then now literacy rates are really like, obviously there's like different parts of like, you know, where it is higher or lower, but on average it's like everyone is more literate. Like there's like a lot, and then like a lot of countries like, okay, you have a super literate population, now you're getting super educated population, And now you're going to have people who have, like, you're going to have populations where it's like, okay, like, so I don't know what the West is, but I'm sure it's like close to like 95 to 99% of people have access to the internet, or it's like a daily, or have like daily access, like daily use of the internet, probably to like a, you know, maybe to the detriment, right?
Yeah.
But that's going to catch, I think the rest of the world is going to quickly catch up to that. And that's kind of like, that's like the techno feudal overlords are all fighting for that. It's like for control. Like if you go into Africa, it's like the majority of like internet activity is not based like through Google or through like a web browser. It's through like Facebook, Instagram, social media.
Yeah.
That's like, and that's a battle that's going on in the West. But it's like because the emerging markets, there's not as much competition. It's like so that's like there's like fierce competition in these like emerging markets to like gain like the lion's share of like the attention span of the population.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know what to do about that, or if I have any control over that or not.
How to participate.
I definitely see it. It's interesting.
Yeah, I saw recently that I can't remember the foundation or the entity that is proposing this, but they're trying to make Africa more scale accurate on the world map.
Yeah.
And it was like I think it was the African Union something, rather.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah.
And the leader of it, or the president or whatever, she's like, it's a part of the biggest misinformation and disinformation campaign of all time.
The current map.
The current map.
Yeah.
Which, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah. So, anyways.
Yeah, for sure, because you have like Greenland looks kind of almost like a similar size to Africa, but Africa's way bigger.
Way bigger.
Yeah, and even I think Russia and Canada are much on the map. They look bigger. They're still big.
Yeah.
They're still huge nations, but they look a lot bigger in comparison to I think what's like
a globe.
Yeah. Countries on the. It is interesting. Yeah, Africa would be very interesting. There's like a lot of like yeah, we could go into a whole colonial talk.
Yeah.
It's interesting, man. Yeah, the scars of colonialism they're deep,
real,
and they cut deep. It's like I found it like super interesting because like I went to I guess I would have been like third year of university. Went to Botswana for 3 months, like two months, 2.5, 2 and a bit. And I found it very interesting because like the population was I found, at least anecdotally in my experience, there was like a strong like Christian like a strong Christian influence like on kind of like like the town that I was in, or like kind of like the people that I interacted with, and especially the black population.
Yeah.
So it's like the people I interacted with black. I found like a lot more were church going, like believed in God.
Yeah.
Whereas like if I were to compare that to my experience in like here in Canada, like especially like in like my anecdotal experience, or was like especially like if you're white, that's like dropped off like crazy. Like I don't know really many. There's like some people who I like believe in like God or not, so maybe not even believing in God, but like just like church going.
Yeah.
It's like okay, like I don't know really anyone in my like anecdotal world.
Yeah.
There's like some, right? But it's like not the majority.
It's not known.
Although I do have some theories about like people are craving community. So I'm kind of bullish church right now because I think there's a market demand for community.
Well, you're right to be so, because from what is the current Gen X or Gen Z or?
Yeah, we're Gen Z. I think like our parents' generation is Gen X.
We're millennials.
We're zillennials. We're on the cutoff. I like 94. So it depends who you talk to, but kind of that 97. Really kind of like that. I would say like really like 91 to 90. 8, I would say, depending on who you talk to, they'll consider them Gen Z or millennial. But they're kind of like in that cutoff range.
Yeah.
So I think we're in that
Yeah.
in that cutoff range.
Zillennials.
Yeah, and then I think like, and then and then Gen Z is kind of like more so like that, starting at that like, really where we are, like 96 to 2000 is like when that starts. Like there's like there's like transition phase kind of thing, and then I think that goes into. I'm not sure when Gen Z turns to Gen Alpha. I bet Gen Alpha is probably maybe like late 2000s up until like the 2015-ish.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what. Well, maybe that's continuing into 2020. Yeah, I don't know like what what you would call it now.
Yeah, but.
Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Kind of cut in there.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say that craving for community, and even just like a place where you can exhibit your faith, or I don't know if that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's on the uptick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
younger people going to church, talking about it, like in public.
Yeah.
And like having that be an important part of their life. Like that's on the uptick. So yeah, that is right to people.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I was I'll leave this person's name out. I'm trying to convince them to come visit me in Calgary. There was like someone who I met in Ottawa, but I'll leave his name out. But he was like grew up in Morocco, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's like I find this kind of interesting because it's like here, like I think everywhere there's like based on the internet there's a loneliness crisis.
Yep.
But I think in the West you are more well. I guess it depends on where you are, but I think Canada there's Canada is sort of the nation of nations, right?
Yeah.
So it's like kind of depends on your family upbringing. But I think Canada, U.S., like a lot of the English-speaking countries, like you're at risk of loneliness more so, like a lot. I think that's where you're feeling the brunt of like the loneliness problem. Whereas other countries, I think at least in my anecdotal experience, I don't know if like by anecdotal I mean like this is just my experience, what I've seen with my two eyes.
Yeah.
I think in Latin America, that's not as bad because it's a more social country. I think in some of the European, like Mediterranean countries, it's still there. They have other problems where it's like they just like have like their demographic problems are like a lot worse than here. So they have like other things that I think are causing to like the like social problems. But anyways, I think they're kind of you're also insulated from it because they're more social cultures. And then if you come from a country with like a religious culture, I think you're the most. It's like you still have the loneliness and the isolation problem. I think you're the most insulated from it.
I would agree.
Yeah. So I found it really funny because it's just like, kind of like what we were talking about is just like okay, I know at least for myself, like I feel like okay, like I need some sort of community aspect. Like I know I'm craving that, and I'm not. It's like on really prevalent, but also really subtle ways. It impacts you, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm really craving that. Like I want that.
Yeah. It's loud. That's my washing machine. For everyone listening. Yeah.
So I'm craving that, and then so I met this guy and I like him. I'll try and keep him as anonymous as possible.
Yeah.
But he's from Muslim country, in Africa, Muslim country, family, strongly Muslim, right?
Okay.
And so it's just interesting, like talking about, and then so like he lives in Canada right now, and I think for him, it's like my take on it was like that was too much community. So it's like it's right now it's like it's nice to have, and you know, if you're listening to this, the person I'm talking about, like, text me and let me know what you think on your thoughts of like my take on you. I don't know if you can pinpoint who you are, but it's like the West offers that, the individualism, the ability to like cut it out, like like cut out on your own and kind of be your own person.
Yeah.
But it was funny, but it's like also there's the isolation part of that as well too.
Yeah.
So it's just like from, I think, my background, which relatively I think I do like have like lots of family and stuff that buffers that, but to a certain extent, like I think there's a lot more, like, I don't know. So I don't think I am as buffered as this person was. So this person, I found it was interesting because like just talking to him, it's like, oh yeah, it's kind of nice to not have that right now and to be able to be my own person and my own thing. And then I'm like looking at him and he's like looking at me. He's just like, oh nice, like look at all this ability to like, you know, be your own person or like, you know, like make it on like be the individual. And I'm like looking at him, I'm just like, wow, that sounds really nice. Like all of these like social things that you like that are that you feel like that you're a part of. But then at the same time, it's like you pay a cost of like less individuality and then more control on kind of like your social life. So I thought it was interesting of like grass kind of greener. Where it's just like I'm looking over at his fence. I'm like, oh, that's kind of nice. And then maybe he's looking over my fence. Like, oh, that's like also kind of nice. It's like, and we're just like, oh. Anyways, probably I don't know if I have like I don't know if that made any sense at all.
No, it did.
Yeah,
it did. Yeah, it's interesting because like, and then I don't know because like I don't know a ton of like obviously I know people of not every race and religion, but I've a relatively diverse
race, religion, creed. Yeah. I think that's what Martin Luther said.
Race, religion, creed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to see how each different one offers their form of community. If that makes any sense. Just in terms of how like whether it's I'm not nearly qualified enough to talk about this. Just how like they're able to kind of bring it all. I'm struggling to describe what I'm thinking.
No, I think it's a slightly taboo subject.
Yeah,
but it's also like I think it's like an important, but it's also like it's very they're very subtle, these things, and how you see them out in the world. And so I think it's a very hard thing to comment on or to like. Yeah,
I'm literally struggling to like describe like.
It's kind of like
how I see each one differently.
Yeah,
but how they both offer, or not both, how they all offer. At the end, essentially, family and community.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
They're all the same, but all also very different.
See that South Park? That brings Christianity, Judaism, and what would be
Islam?
Islam. Bring them all together through, I think it's like Van Halen or something.
I have seen that. I haven't seen that one in a long time. Have you watched like some of the more recent ones?
With like Donnie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. They're really funny.
Yeah.
I think like aspects of it are quite funny. I don't like, they're not my favorite ones, but they are really funny.
Yeah, I think it was I can't remember who was explaining it, but there was something that had to do with I think Paramount was
and Warner Bros.
There was a deal with like the rights to the South Park episode that because of these episodes, that whole deal became tenuous, but also because they mentioned something in it. It was like being like critical. Oh yeah, because like South Park. I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on this, but it was essentially like there was like an antitrust. There was like I don't know if it was Paramount was acquiring someone or someone was acquiring Paramount, or one of the two. But then like South Park was was gonna change ownership hands.
Yeah.
But then because of that, like I think it's the FTC is like in charge of that, like the Federal Trade Commission. They're the ones who oversee like anti-competitive or monopolistic like practices.
Yeah.
And so so obviously it's a Trump. I can't remember who the head of it is, but it's a Trump appointed guy, right?
Yeah.
Who's in charge of making that decision. And because they were so critical of him, there was like there was a lot of tension around like getting that of like being critical of him, so that deal could go through.
Yeah.
So I can't remember what they ended up when it happened, but I just know that there was like a lot of politics around that.
Well, yeah, as I understand it, I think Paramount was, because Warner Bros. Like Crave here had the rights to all the South Park episodes for a long time.
Okay.
But it was, or at least in the States, I don't know, it's complicated, but yeah, Paramount got them all. But now they're releasing the episodes every they haven't even released the third episode yet and I wasn't sure if that was because of the politics behind the scenes.
I think that is why, like one of the reasons they're like slow releasing it is so that they can have the deal go through and they don't want to criticize Trump as much, so that he like doesn't like throw a wrench in it.
They're like, you want to end up like Colbert.
That was like the whole thing of it was like they canceled Colbert. Yeah, that was like one like a big reason why they think they canceled Colbert. So it's like that's like not a it's like stuff like that. It's just like that's like it's kind of worrying because it's like it's not it's that's not quite overt fascism, but it is like kind of covert fascism. So it's like that's not great, but it's also like. But Trump, but I can't remember why it was that like the founders like
Trey Stone and Matt Parker.
Yeah, it was like they did it, and it ended up being in like them being super critical of it, like business wise, ended up being I think very beneficial to them.
Yeah. Well, they're worth like $1 billion now.
Yeah, and that was like one of the reasons why I think like them being super critical actually led to, I think, an increased price of like the streaming rights for South Park. So that's like where it's just like it's like there's it's like that's why I think like capitalism is like very like it's like good and interesting at the same time, obviously for all its problems, where it's just like when like pure capitalism forces people to compete, so that when you get like these kind of like more like capitalism I should say, when you get like these more like fascist or tyrannical movements, or power plays or so things in a capitalist society, the value of speaking out against that or pointing it out or doing a movement against that increases. So it's like there's like the competitive balancing forces have to fight each other. So it's like there's like that. So it's like kind of like within like the political market economy. You still have like this competition that's going on, whereas like if you're like in a straight like kind of tyrannical government, it's like that happens. The Colbert Show shuts down. This thing goes through, but also the South Park episode doesn't come out, and you don't get to see the criticism. So it's like that's like the good part I think of like the American system, where it's like you have like this robust institution that can call out power. That's it's like obviously there's like lots of things that like get in its way, but it's like also it's like, okay, the value of calling out power as it gets suppressed goes up. So it's like, okay, so there's like these interesting like market forces at play. Anyways, that was a tangent. But,
No,
I just thought
that was super cool. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these these next few years go.
Extremely.
Especially with like the discussion of like Trump seeking like a third term.
Yeah,
or, like,
I hope
if that's possible, which it would be really hard to do.
I hope he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I don't think that'd be good. I am like becoming. I was like I think I am a fan of like an efficient government. You know, however you might want to take that. I am also a little fearful of like well, it's interesting because I think there's like a couple things going on, but like obviously there's like a lot of like institutional power shifting from, I think, like the finance elite.
Yeah.
And the finance and political elite of like DC and New York and like the East. And it's a lot of that is like getting shifted pretty dramatically to the tech elite in the West, like the coast,
Yep. All the tech and blue state, they hold all the wealth.
Yeah, so it's...
I don't say all, but a lot of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's... So I am... It's like, I think it'll be... I don't know if it will be better or worse, but I do know it will be different.
Yep.
That's kind of where I am on that whole, the U.S. politics situation. And then how that bleeds into Canada. I was talking with my dad about this. I think what's interesting about Canadians, I can't remember where I read this somewhere, but it was talking about like, it's like Canadians hate chaos, right? So it's like,
yeah,
like even like in like the Canadian Constitution, or like, I don't know, it might be the Charter of Rights, but it's like peace, order, and good governance.
Yeah.
It's like there's not really like where if you look at like the U.S., it's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Where it's like it's much more like freedom coded. Where in Canada, and because we're like a nation of, really we came out of a nation of like British loyalists, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's more like, as long as things aren't chaotic, we'll go along.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think like so you have less of the liberty tinge here, although you do have a lot of influence of like that liberty and like libertarian ethos. I think for sure Alberta the most out of anywhere else. Maybe is Saskatchewan, and then like rural BC for sure. Like that whole, that's like why the Wexit movement exists, right? So, I don't know. It is interesting. And then like if Canada doesn't, well, I don't know. We'll see. There's like a lot of, I think there is like a lot of like this national pride that exists. However, I think that starts to fray as economic conditions worsen.
Uh-huh.
So I think right now Canada's I think it's starting to fray.
They're in a bit of a weird spot right now.
Yeah, where it's like I think Canada, Canada's it's one of the wealthiest nations in the world, right? So it's like I think like it will be a nation for a long time. However, if like some of like the structural like economic issues aren't addressed, I do think that there will be like you'll see more of the separation movements start to pop up.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, so I don't know, like it will be, I'm very curious about like the biggest thing I think that I'm kind of curious in the next little bit, I think that will have the reason that the state's economy is so strong is that the states trade amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the reasons why it's so strong. Whereas like and then Carney, like his whole thing was like, okay, like let's remove like the interprovincial trade barriers so that provinces can trade from themselves. So that will have like a positive economic, like a super positive economic impact. In my pressure, because now you're like really, like the only like the Canadians are pretty much the only people that they're the only people like that's in competition for any given like provincial market is a something that you're importing from far away. Like, so it could be anywhere, right? So somewhere that's imported from far away that's cheap, or the U.S., which is close.
Yeah.
And then you don't really have competition between the different provinces in between each other. So now you're just adding more competitors into a place, which will be, I think, overall, I think it's actually really great, because what you're going to get is you're going to have pressure on like the, you know, all the different like oligarchies and oligopolies that have popped up in each one of the provinces. They're going to be forced to compete, which I think will be good for the consumer and the Canadian consumer, and as like the average. Yeah, like really that, and that's like one of the reasons why like the US is able to be like so isolationist, is because like they have like they all compete with each other, and then it's like it's pretty fierce competition. Where it's like okay, you take any given one state, right? You have 49 like of all the businesses that operate in that state, you're also competing against 49 other businesses that operate in different states. So there's like a lot of competition, whereas in Canada, it's like you have way less competition for your market. So it's like, so your prices just like are going to rise. Whereas like, I think, so it's, I don't know, it should be interesting. Obviously you lose the state competition with like these tariff things that are going on. So, but you know, if they lower trade barriers from other places, like I think Carney's really like, kind of like, he wants like the kind of the Europeans, like he's kind of like leaning on the Europeans and the Japanese, like other NATO members, but also I think like the, for a long time it's been the Chinese for sure. And then now, so I think they're, I think because, I don't know, I have a couple different things. It's like one, I don't think he wants to, one, there's like a lot of racism, but two, I think it's like, because the U.S. and the Chinese relationship is like becoming so bad, you have like hesitancy to tie closer to China, and there's like also like, so it's like so there's like, I think there's like some hesitancy there, and then I think so what they're doing, I think, is they're tying closer to India, which is a U.S. ally, and not so much and like it's not as big of like a political risk of pissing off the U.S. of like tying to them, and it's also like a major economic force. And so like a lot of like, and like I think like I was thinking about that. It's like even if you look today, like in like the housing markets, or like the construction market, like, or any like new business, right? It's like it's pretty much Indian money coming into it, and so that's like the new, like Canada's new money coming into it. I don't know if that's controversial to say or not, but I think that's like, if you look around, that's kind of like definitely, and that's like a major economic stimulus into the Canadian economy as well too. So I don't know, like I feel like Canada is like, right. It's like
state.
We're in a bit of a flux state a little bit. So I think like the overall promise of Canada and like the overarching idea is a pretty strong one. So I think there's a lot going into like continuing as a nation state like in our lifetime. However, if you don't like, if you like, especially like, I think, you know, like I don't think if you had I think Carney will do better because he's like more kind of like of the political, well, he's more of like the cosmopolitan, like power elite. Right. So he can like, and so is Trudeau, but then Trudeau just did like a really bad job of like actually currying favor with people. He just like was like got kind of like used by everyone. So I think he'll do right now, at least it looks like he'll be able to like negotiate a better thing. And then like, really what I think that kind of like where Carney comes from, and then like that whole liberal elite. It's really like the Laurentian and like Toronto, like finance.
Yeah.
Like that's like where like most of the power is in Canada. So I think really like if he can continue to make them rich, but also be able to like continue like hammering the message of like like Canada is a nation, and then like if you have good enough of an economic situation, people will buy it and they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, well let's continue doing this thing. However, if you get used another 10 years by the other nation states and like get battered around, then that's when I think the nation that's when you'll start getting like the fraying of the edges, and that's when you're going to be like, okay, it's like, let's get this set. That's when things, well, really what you want to do is like, you don't want to allow your, you want to continue, whether you believe this or not, right? Like there's like, whether you believe it, that Canada is a really great place to move to, right? I think it is. However, I do think that when Canada goes and markets itself, it leaves out a lot of shit. So as long as it can maintain that pitch of like you're having net influx people who want to move here, whether they move here or not, it's like really just like in the brain share of like people wanting to move here, because that's when you're gonna like get people like sending their kids to college here, sending their kids to like buying real estate here to like have like their future generations go there. That's like a major kind of like life preserver for Canada right now. So anyways, I kind of just like went into a tear there.
No, that was really cool to listen to. No, it's but I would agree with pretty much all that. It's interesting because like like the country's health is kind of dependent on our, at least for the foreseeable future, like our financial competency, fiscal like ability to maintain that sort of upward,
and so like sorry,
no, you're good.
Oh, for a tear there. So
it's just like it'll be. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how what kind of policy is dictated over the next, 5 to 10 years. I don't know. And this is also a very touchy subject, but it's like the topic of like immigration. And like, because yes, we want investment, we want foreign investment, but like how do you keep like a positive balance in terms of like how many people you bring in every year? Like I think there was like 125,000 temporary workers brought in like a span of like 4 or 5. I could be way off with these numbers, but I'm pretty sure I saw it somewhere. And there's I don't know that maybe I won't touch on that today, but it'll be a lot of factors going on.
I think so. On that subject, I think you could allow immigration to be 2, 3, 10 times as much as it is right now. And as long as you had if you put in place some sort of guarantee of housing for people and relatively like housing, but some sort of like basic standard that you're hitting, if you were to put that in, you could bring in 100x more people. Easily. No one would care. There would be like your level of like frustration and racism would like would actually start going downwards. And they'd be like, bring in way more people. And it's just like, so it's like, as long as you're going to hit that. However, the problem with doing that is that Canada's market is essentially based solely on real estate. And that would put downward pressure on the real estate market. However, I do think, in my opinion, and maybe we'll get into this on a different podcast, I do think it is very, very possible to just make the housing market more competitive. And it would actually, I think if you provided every Canadian with a house, okay, so like a primary, like, okay, one, I think that it would be very achievable, and 2, I think you would still maintain a very strong market. I think it would definitely change the dynamics, and really the power class of Canadians would fucking hate it, because it would cause a lot of volatility in the housing market, and so you would have it'd be a very politically a very challenging thing to accomplish.
Yeah.
However, you do have what you would have is you'd have a counteracting political force, which would be people without houses, which is most people.
Yep.
So you would have the political piece of that, where it's like that piece would be pushing you up. However, the financial elite would hate it, because most of the Canadian economy is housing, but more importantly, mortgages. But I think you can do that. Honestly, I think you could give every single person, like a citizen,
like a standard basic,
a standard basic house,
and
not destroy the housing economy. I think it's very achievable, but also I think practically very achievable. Politically, that's where very tough.
Tough.
But I think however, politically, I would say, as more and more people can't afford housing, that's on the up.
Yeah,
it's going to become politically easier to do that.
That's a very fascinating point to bring up too, because it's not like that project, like to scale. It's not like we don't have space. Yeah,
there's a ton of land. There's a ton of Canada's Canada's hella rich. It's just that the wealth is held by a bureaucracy that is very hesitant to spend it, because they want to keep prices high.
Yeah.
Because the financial elite that make or break who's in power, who's not, and it could be I wouldn't say for most of that power elite that exists, it's not an intentional thing. It's just it's always been this way thing.
Yeah.
And so it's just all right, it's we're going to keep shit high because that's a guaranteed win.
Yeah.
Even if I fuck up a ton, I can still hold on to this thing, and my lifestyle's not going to change that much. And so it's just so I even think you could continue doing that. You could just bring more people in on that whole game, and then you could literally do whatever you want. You could bring in 100,000, 1 million times more people, and you're gonna your social cohesion, I think, would honestly go up. Yeah, I think that's
super interesting.
Yeah. That's my theory on how to end racism in Canada.
We need to build more housing. It's a good.
Yeah, literally, that's pretty much it. Yeah, you just gotta be able to give people a place to live, sleep, and have safety, and participate in the economy some way.
Yeah.
And then I think your racism will take a dip. Yeah, I think that will put downward pressure on racism and xenophobia in Canada.
Yeah. Wow.
I went off there.
That was a good one.
Should we end it there?
Yeah, I think we'll end it there.
Okay, well.
All right, guys.
Thank you for listening on my tear. And
yes, thank you.
Let me know what you guys think about how to end racism and increase housing in Canada.
Yeah, let's hear it in the comments.
Yeah, 100p. Okay, we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.